Hey baseball, softball fans, Sam here with Hit Run Steal. Today we're going to talk about the pitching mechanics when it comes to fast pitch. All right, so the first thing that I like to do, especially when I'm working with a new pitcher just starting out, is I like to do what I call 1, 2, 3s, right? And it's just basically teaching the mechanics and helping you get into the thought process of where our body needs to be and when. All right, so when we get on this mound, we're going to get our right foot if we're right-handed on the front, left foot if we're left-handed, and our back foot here kind of on the back side of that mound. We want to make sure we're about shoulder width apart so we can really push off this rubber hard, right? Our step 1 here, we're going to get to this position. We want to make sure those shoulders, our glove and our ball are right at our target. Our hips in this position are pretty square to that catcher. That's our step 1. Step 2, we're going to open, and notice how my foot right here, it's not on a 90, it's not straight at my catcher, it's on a 45 degree right on top of this power line here. Step 2, I'm right here. This is what I like to call our K drills, right? So I've got my glove at my catcher, my ball is right back here facing the ceiling, and I've got my elbow nice and loose and bent. As you can see, my body, and I'll show you here in this step 2 position, my body is here on this back side. It is in a stacking position. So I've got my shoulder, my hip, and my knee on top of each other. We'll discuss stacking a little bit more in another video here. From this position, I'm going to go into step 3, which is my finish, right? And when I do that finish, I want to focus on pushing down on my front side, feeling that resistance. I've got a gap here. I like to kind of talk about this a lot when it comes to batting terminology, right? So when we bat and we load back into that hip and we create separation. This position looks very similar to our pitching position. So if you have somebody that's a very good batter, you can kind of correlate this over pretty easily to them, right? So when we're in that step 2, we're in that same position as we would be in batting. I've got a nice soft landing here. I'm not locked out and I'm not harsh here, bent on that front side. I've got a soft bend and I'm stacked in my backside. So once again, this is step 2. And step 3, we're gonna push down and we're gonna drive this knee to our front side and finish that pitch, right? Notice how my glove and my ball hand come down simultaneously, and I'm sticking, I like to call stick and pull, right? So I'm sticking through that heel, I'm feeling that resistance here, and I'm pulling through that backside like a rubber band. So I'm stretching out that rubber band, I'm letting it snap together to that finish, all right? So we'll go over this once again. We're gonna get set up shoulder width apart, right foot on the front, left foot on the back of the mound here. I'm gonna push out. Step 1, Superman punch, right? Glove hand, ball hand straight at my catcher, hips facing, shoulders facing. Step 2, I'm in that nice stacking position, 45 degree angle with my foot, glove still at my catcher, nice loose bent elbow here, ball to the ceiling, right? And then I'm going to stick and pull for step 3 and finish out my target.